think I need to kind of introduce this a little bit. As some of you know, I'm an old football man, and I don't need microphones too much because I can holler without them. I started writing this in 1975 when I was asked to be master of a ceremony at a patriotic day in Fort Mill on July the 4th. Through the years, I have changed it, added to it. Some of you are going to hear things that you've never heard before because they have been taken out of the history book. And that's one of the problems with our country today. The last time I used this was at the mayor's breakfast, prayer breakfast in St. Petersburg, Florida, in March. When it was over with, the mayor's wife came to me and says, "Chaplain, would you let me take that and go over to the office and make a copy? Because there's things there that have been taken out of the history book, and I have a 10th grader, and I'd like for my daughter to know what happened in this country." So when you start hearing some things that you've never heard before, I'm just putting history together. I think I can do this. World events today are forcing us, whether we realize it or not, to rediscover the meanings and the significance of the things that make America different from other nations. The hope of a world weary in war, heartsick and hungry. What is it that makes America different? Do you know? What is America? Where is our country going? Let us never take this too lightly. We cannot speak with any truth of the future unless we can understand the past. Why is this so important? Listen, and I will tell you. Civilian in peace, soldier in war, of security and honor for 3 centuries. I have been the custodian, for I am an American. I was with Washington in the dark forest when the shot was heard round the world was first fired. At Concord Bridge, I fired that fateful shot. At Bunker Hill, I knelt in the snow. My footprints marked the snow at Valley Forge. I pulled them up on the barge that bridged the icy Delaware. I stood with Washington on the sun-drenched heights of Yorktown. These things I know. I am an American. I pulled the trigger that loosed the long rifles hovered at New Orleans. These things I know. I was there. I saw both sides of the Civil War. I was there. The hill of San Juan felt the fury of my charge. The far plains of the mountains of the Philippines echoed my shout. On the Mexican border I took a stand, for I am an American. The dark forest of the Oregon blazed with my barrage, my comrades asleep in Flanders fields, as under the arches of victory in Paris I marched. And now, these years later, the grandsons of those who were buried in Flanders fields are also buried in Flanders fields. These things I know, for I am an American. I was at Pearl Harbor that Sunday morning when from across the sea came the rising sun to rain terror and destruction upon a hopeful, peaceful, sleeping nation. I bowed briefly on the corregidor, then saw the light of liberation on the faces of my comrades. Through the jungle and on the beaches, I fought the enemy, I beat him, I battered him, and I broke him. I raised our banner on the heights of Okinawa, and I scrambled over Normandy's beaches. I rode Patton's tanks across the Rhine River. I suffered in the snows of the bitter January of 1945 as we entered Nazi Germany. Yes, these things I know because I was there. As an angel of mercy, I was by their bedsides and smiled as I watched life return to their battered bodies. Ah, yes. I cried as I saw their young lives fade away as they closed their eyes for the last time. Because you see, I too was a nurse and an American. Across the 38th parallel and in the ice and the snow of North Korea, I fought, died, and bled. I flew mid-alley while my comrades fought and died in the rice paddies and jungles of Vietnam. In the Hanoi Hilton I suffered while my comrades gave their lives in the wild blue yonder above Saigon. I was at Johnstown when the raging water flew down the valley. I cradled the crying child in my arms and I saw the terror leave her eyes. I moved through smoke and flame at Texas City. I have faced forward to the tornado, the hurricane, the typhoon. These things I know. I have been there. I am an American. Wherever a strong arm and a valiant spirit must defend this nation, in peace or war, wherever a child cries or a woman weeps in time of disaster, there I stand, for I am an American. For 3 centuries, a soldier in war, a civilian in peace, of security and honor, I am the custodian. I am an American. Folks, our founding fathers founded our country on the principal doctrine of God and country. Today it's time for you and I to reclaim that doctrine. And it's for me, now and forever, I will take my stand on the Church of Jesus Christ and my blessed country, America. Will you this day rededicate yourself to the Church and Lord Jesus Christ and rededicate your allegiance to your country? May God help America. Thank you.